Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So we are still on the Pioneer account where we have all our Paragon 4 units. So other than the version 1.33 update as well as Atalia's release into the game, Satrana right here also got a massive power boost in the level 2 Enhanced Force ability. This skill is what I'll call a pretty big boost to her. I would say that it's going to make her like super meta, but I can see her being a lot more viable with this, because if you take a look at this Enhanced Force upgrade, number one, it increases the damage output by 100% for Ignite, and the effect that previously required igniting 5 heroes now triggers after igniting 4. So Ignite is the third skill, which honestly is the only reason why Satrana is seeing a lot of use right now, or seeing use with Bonnie, because you're able to spark your allies, and then when your allies with sparks deals damage to the enemies for 3 times, the target is burnt, right? Which gives you that ignition ability, and from there they will be debuffed by a 60 vitality reduction, as well as getting more damage from this Ignite skill over here. So the reason why Satrana is so good with Bonnie is because Bonnie's decay's reach is damage per second, and then it spreads to the other enemies pretty quickly for you to proc this Ignite Passions ability super duper easily. And another way for you to get it off quickly is with like other magical damage sources, like your artifacts, like your other magical damage dealer, or your AoE damage dealers in general. So this increase in damage as well as the lowering of the barriers of the skill requirement is massive, because increase in damage means that the damage ticks over time becomes a lot stronger, and there are cases where there could be maybe only 4 heroes on the battlefield in like a 5v5 situation. Like for example, Skalita is one where Skalita flies to the sky immediately, so you can't actually ignite all 5 units for the maximum ability proc right here, right? So this is where having this Supreme Plus skill means that as long as you can ignite the other 4, that's where you will be able to proc this ability. And this is something which I think it might seem really niche, but if you have more units or more enemies which are not considered hero units in the future, this additional change makes Satrana's utility increases tremendously. Yeah, because like this skill, either one, when all enemy heroes are ignited, or if 5 enemy heroes are ignited, right? So there are cases where you have like 5 enemy heroes, maybe one of them like for example the Skalita case goes into the air or has some sort of inbound or invincibility, and then you want to proc this ability as fast as possible. This is where this is massive. So this is why this ability right here might not be, I'll say, meta changing for Satrana, but I can see her usage increasing more if there's even more powerful partners in the future, or if Bonnie becomes even more powerful moving forward. We don't know, but this is definitely a good buff. So we're going to showcase the performance, and we will first start off with AFK stage pushing, or the AFK stages showcase. So this is me running Satrana together with the likes of Bonnie as well as Odie for the magical damage output like increase for the team. And if you compare Satrana's damage output to the likes of Odie as well as Bonnie, it's not that impressive. But if you consider the fact that Satrana has never been a damage dealer type of unit, this one line increase on the Supreme Plus skill, making the damage output of the third skill increase by 100%, makes this number looks pretty decent, right? Considering that it upgraded her overall power level, and it definitely made the team a lot stronger. And I'll explain why with this replay, because previously you need to touch on to all 5 units for the ignite for the maximum debuff with the vitality reduction as well as the HP percentage damage increase. But right now, with that 4 units requirement, you're able to activate that ability more easily, and then allow your team to get more damage in, because vitality reduces the healing from enemy units such as Damien, Hewin, and other healers in the hero pool. So this means that your team's effective overall DPS increases with the decreased healing from the opponent's side. And on top of that, right, the damage increase from Ignite itself means that Satrana, when combined with other magical damage boosters such as the likes of Bonnie right here with the Supreme Plus skill, makes it such that, hey, that skill actually does quite a fair bit of damage over time. So when you factor that with that vitality reduction when you factor that with the buffs from other sources, as well as obviously Satrana having, I'll say, like pretty tanky stats to survive as long as possible. This unit is deceptively tanky because she has a damage reduction and her ultimate does have an inval, which means that she can stay around to make sure that Ignite Passion's two-part ability, right, for the increased damage as well as vitality reduction goes through. So that's the Satrana part, as you guys can see right here. So as long as your team can do more damage, then the opponent can heal up, which in most cases, if you have Satrana around and alive, you can do it pretty easily. It is pretty much a win for your team over here. So this is the first team showcase. Okay, another thing which I want to talk about is that 4 unit requirement. So in this case, I'm not sure whether or not the card is considered a hero, but I know that if Skalita flies into the air, you only have 5 heroes but 4 present on the battlefield. So you have to wait for 15 seconds before you're able to proc that all heroes get ignited ability. So that is just one case I can think of. I think another case I can think of is obviously the Wildest Factional Talent, which makes 2 units go into the invincibility state, so they're unaffected and they don't take damage. So that's those are the 2 situations I can think of in the current meta, but that's one of the power-ups in Satrana's kit as well. And then let's take a look at the other replay. So it's a little bit laggy here, but let's run through the second one. So for this one over here, as you guys can see, we ran the Satrana together with Iron Armor's Lawson team, as well as Bonnie for the damage output, as well as the heal coming out from this team. So let's run through the replay. So with the AoE coverage from all the different damage sources, okay, look, the opponent immediately got that hard debuff below their HP bar. So they immediately got ignited with all the AoE comboing from your Lawson Link, from your Bonnie's Decay's Reach, with your Surging Spell, and also your Iron Ultimate. Insane, insane. Okay, so for those of you guys who do not know what I'm talking about, let me just showcase the replay. Okay, so let me run through the replay once again. Go into this one. We go into replay right here. So at the start of battle, no debuff. Okay, Iron Pulse, Lawson throws the Link, and then Bonnie throws the Decay's Reach, and then you can immediately see the hard debuff, as well as all the haste down, as well as attack down from the other sources. So this is where with all this debuff, we just slowly grinded down the enemy with sufficient damage right here. So this is with regards to this. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. I think we basically just grinded down the opponent because we were able to hold the fort, and then we have the Satrana debuff over here, and from there slowly bring them down with the damage over time together with all the different magical damage sources. Okay, so since Supreme Arena is down on the Pioneer server, we're gonna do some normal arena runs to showcase our power. So we'll start with some lower ranks so that we have more leeway to showcase more matches. So first one, we're gonna do it with the Bonnie Satrana combo, obviously. So let's go with Fresto, I guess. Fresto's pretty good with a magical damage source. We have Bonnie. To be really honest, I think we can just put... Yeah, we can play Fresto because the guy's running Harrock together with Twins at P4, so we can actually feature 2 Celestial Hydrogen character, which we will do here. So we'll put Dun together with Satrana with the damage reduction, and then we're gonna put Ludovic, I guess. Yeah, just to give us like some heals for the team. So Ludovic, here you are. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, I think we can do this. So this will give us the ability to use a skill on Bonnie here, and let's start the battle. So we get the Ignite Passion on all our allies. Okay, whole bunch of debuffs going through, and then our damage tick is passing through right here, spreading like a plague. Okay. Okay, it always amazes me to see this Bonnie Satrana combo go through, but like the reduce in vitality plus all this damage over time just melts the opponent really quickly. So we will try to not use Satrana. Let's see whether or not there's a team which we can don't use Satrana on, right? Don't use Satrana for. There is quite a fair bit of a Taylor user right here with Dun. I guess we can use it. I think we can use it. Opponents running Dun together with Twins with a Taylor, so that's 3 Celestial Hydrogen. might be a little bit annoying. Yeah, because there's more stats on the opponent's side. But I think it should be fine. Yeah, I think we should be okay. I could easily put in Scalita for additional shielding, but I think Ludovic is a little bit better. So let's start this battle. Okay, so both our Dunliers will be able to silence each other. And then the opponent has a twins, so there is a possibility that once the twins ultimate comes online, we might be dead. But holy shit, look at the damage ticks off all the enemies because of Satrana and Bonnie's combo. And because the whole team is a magical damage team, except for Dan. I think Dan is a physical attacker. We just melted the Atelier team right here. And whoa, look at Satrana's damage output. Pretty impressive, to be honest, if you ask me. Considering that Bonnie is one of the best damage dealer in the arena, so that's that. Okay, let's take on like even more players. Let's see whether or not we can find a different team. So another Atelier team. Although I think that team might not be that strong, but we try this. Okay, we try this. I think this is impressive. Impressive stuff. Or is it the same guy that we beat just now? I think this is the same guy that we beat. Yeah, so you can see the whole bunch of red hearts on the opponent's side. So this means that the healing from the twins, they're not doing as much. And even if the tailing casts the ultimate, the heals from tailing is also not going to be as efficient as well. That's that. Because any form of HP regen or recovery is reduced with vitality reduction. Okay, so Ludovic definitely did his part to sort of carry us here by providing a massive heal to stall out the fight. So let's continue. Let's go with one more. I think we can just buy out all 5 attempts. Okay, so this has a Siren together with Atelier and Talin. Okay, so for this one, I think, yeah, we probably have to feature our whole bunch of Celestial Hypogenes as well. So this is what we are gonna do. We are gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Okay, and then we are going to do a Ludovic for the sustain. Yeah, opponent doesn't actually have a Bonnie, so I think the backline sniping potential might be a lot weaker. So for this one, we use Blazing Spell to get more stats as well as proc the damage. Let's go! 2 Celestial versus 3 Celestial Hypogene with Atelier, one of the strongest PvP units around. Okay. Oh, Satrana's debuff setting in. Okay. Satrana, please start dancing so that you are inbound, and then you buy us time for the Bonnie tick as well as your own Ignite Passion to take down everyone on the opponent's team. She still hasn't cast her ultimate yet. Where's my Satrana ultimate? Okay, she cast her ultimate right in front of the enemy, so the opposing damage dealers can't kill her there. That's why I say Satrana is deceptively tanky considering that she's actually a mage character. Okay, so the Danya silences us. The opposing Atelier is already down to the lens form, and we managed to win the fight right here. Woohoo! Okay. So, looking at this damage output is actually really impressive, and I think considering the fact that if your Satrana survives, she actually buys you more time for the damage over time to tick through. I can definitely see Satrana having like more impact in the PvP side. Yeah, like with future combos, like Bonnie is one of them right now. Iron Armors as well as Arden is also another one. I think in the future, if you get more magical damage dealers, which allows you to proc this even more easily, then yeah, this could be really broken, really strong here. Okay, so that's pretty much it with regards to the Satrana Supreme Plus upgrade. I think this upgrade is nicely done. I don't think it makes Satrana broken. It makes her more powerful, but it is probably one of the most well done one because this will definitely increase her overall usage with regards to amplifying her strength and making her decent with other units, which means that she can be a piece that comes and go based on the units you feature on your team. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!